If you would have told me years ago that Wizard 101 schools would have the potential for 20,000 health at max level, I probably would not have believed you. Because I remember back in the day when Ice Wizards having 10k was a lot of health, and that was crazy amount. And anyone with over 10k was seen as like, you know, an ice tank. I don't even know if other schools could get over 10k back then. But we are now at the time in Wizard 101's life where we have schools that can reach 20,000 health. I was going to do the video in here because you can actually go in this room. I don't know if you can go in this room when it's not the birthday, but there's no music in here, so I don't really like it. It's kind of weird. They're all just staring at you. There's no music. Let's go over here. But there is a build out there where life can get over 20,000 health. And that is insane. I didn't believe it at first. I started going for this build over the last few weeks just to see if I could get there, and started gathering different pieces of gear because my life is max level. So I was like, okay, what is the best Jade gear? What's the best Jade set to go for these days? On this set, I have 19,000. And that's because I'm using the Dworgen hat. I have this for level 150. It does give base resist, which is nice. The old one that I used to use did not. So this is a major upgrade for that. But it doesn't get us to 20,000 health, right? This is the set I'll probably use when I'm helping people, just because I think the Mass Feint is worth it. It's worth, you know, not having as much health just to have this spell. This is one of my favorite spells in the game. Probably one of the best spells in the game, at least for PvE. So I make sure I have that. And then the rest of the gear, I'll go over all the gear once we switch to the 20,000 set. So in order for me to go from this to 20,000 health, I had to get two pieces of gear that I didn't have. And both of those came from the library gauntlet, the new Forbidden Library. I actually opened up the pack for these because I wasn't going to farm it. I was like, you know what, let's just go ahead and get these from the pack. It actually took me quite a few crowns to get that. I got lots of the bookworm per mounts from that. I didn't do a video on it because I was like, I'm planning on doing another pack opening video this week, so I'm like, 2 pack openings in 1 week, that's kind of crazy. But I did get the hat, and then also I need the boots. Once I go ahead and equip these, you will see the health slowly rising. 333 health per tick as it's climbing all the way up. Look at this set. As it's climbing up to my new total health, and with one more tick, 20,000 exactly. Now I intentionally went for this because I wanted to be at exactly 20,000, just because I think it's so cool to be at that much health on the dot. And the reason that I have exactly 20,000 is because I socketed a jewel specifically to get exactly that. But generally I can get more than this. I can get like 20,030 or something, so a little over 20k. But yeah, this is the set. This is the 20,000 health life set. So let's go over all the pieces of gear. If anyone else wants to go for this, because I think it's kind of insane. Just having this much health makes me feel like I'm never going to die on this character. Like, imagine you went into a battle with somebody and you saw that they had this much health. A low-level wizard would probably be like concerned as to what's going on, because this is a lot. This is like as much health as an actual boss in Azteca. So we're at boss levels here, 20,000. But let's go through the gear. Actually, we'll look at the stats first. So I still have a good amount of life damage because I'm using a lot of the Dream set, the Reaver set. So we'll look at that. I still have 70 resist across the board. I'm not really sacrificing a ton of resist for this, because all of these pieces give some level of resist. I don't think you need 90%, because I would rather take the health over that. If I wanted to go for more resist, that is possible, but the health would drop. I don't really know what it would go to. Maybe like 17, 18,000, which is still pretty good. If you wanted higher resist, you could probably get to like maybe 90 something with you know, reduction of health. But that's just kind of a trade-off if you want to make that. But I think 20,000 health is is really good. So 70 resist, 16 accuracy. We also have 101% power pips. This is my Jade set, so I don't really care about hitting or anything like that. Max power pips is obviously good, but everything else is not really a big deal. So let's go through the gear. So I could socket on this as a pin a 29% outgoing jewel. I might do that eventually, which would bring my outgoing up to like 70% because I have 2 sockets of that, which is nice. I could have 70% outgoing with all these stats: 20,000 health, 70% outgoing, 70 resist. It's pretty nice. But this hat is from the Forbidden Library Gauntlet. That's where it's dropped from, level 170. I could socket that shield pin to make this even better, but I haven't done that yet because I just got this recently. We are using the Bold Dream Stalker armor. This just gives straight up the most health, 2300 health just from this robe. I've also socketed 5% accuracy for my feints because I'm mostly going to be feinting this character, so I have 5% for death. Just in case I have like a mantle on me or something, I'll have a higher chance of not fizzling those spells. But you can sock whatever you want on those. I just got these boots as well. They also have a shield pin, which I can socket another outgoing heal. If you look at the previous boots I was using, these, I do have that socketed, so I might get a new pin for that. And I could socket another 5% death accuracy and have even more. Or I could socket balance too, because sometimes I cast elemental blades. But yeah, we can go even crazier with pins. I haven't even done the pins. But yeah, this also is from the Forbidden Library. This is from just Wallaroo. You can get this through crafting with the Dream Water, or it drops this. I'm not sure what boss it drops from, but for me, I just crafted it. So you can get that. Xander's Focus Staff. This is a quest staff that you have to craft. I've had this quest forever on this character. I just never did it. This is the Revered Staff. And I finally went and crafted it because it gives 2 square sockets. And for life, these square sockets are 775 health each. They are crazy. So you can get 2 sockets on that. Instantly, you get a ton of health just from this staff. And in total for this set, we are using 7 square sockets. So there's 2 of them. Here's a third one. We have the Fairy Key Blade, which also has a square. And this one has a tier jewel. So you see I'm only at 119 on that. I did that intentionally in order to get exactly to 20,000. But you could socket a 145 health and have even more health. Moving on, this was a big one. So this is from Novus. And I actually opened up the Novus World Pack in order to get this. And then you craft it into this amulet. So it's 160. It gives 2 square sockets, which is essential. And also has 840 base health. So this one gives a lot. It also gives resist. With those 2 square sockets equals a lot of health just from this amulet. Pretty crazy. I'm using the Bold Dream Reaver Ring. 700 base health on this one. Socketed a 145 and a 775. Pretty good. Mighty Muffin is my pet. Basically the best resist pet with Maycast Brace. So we are getting a lot of resist from that. I'm not really using a mount that buffs anything. I'm not using a stat mount on this character. And then as for the deck, I'm using the Bold Dream Stalker deck. Also gives a square socket. So in total, if we add up the square sockets, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. So those are the 7 square sockets that leads to this much health. I'll probably end up stitching this to one of my sets and have this be like my ultimate tank set. And then I might have another set that's close to this, except the hat will be switched out for the Dworgen hat. So I'll probably switch to this. Let's see how much health we have. I'll still have 19,420 health, even with Dworgen's Havoc hood. So this is probably the set that I'll actually run regularly. Still an insane amount of health. Not quite the 20,000, but still really good. The fact that I can even have the Dworgen hood and have this much, still 70 resist and everything, is pretty crazy. So these are the 2 that I'll switch between. But this one sends the statement. This is the statement piece, having exactly 20k. So that is the 20,000 life health build. Pretty crazy. I'm surprised you can even go for this. I'm surprised this is even a thing in the game, because usually if you build this much health, you have to sacrifice a lot of other stats, but we're not doing that. So I think it's really cool that you can make a set like this. But if you guys enjoyed this, leave a like on it, subscribe for more wizard videos in the future. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time.